Eysenck came to London and settled in Herne Hill. His strident public image is not reflected in his suburban private life.
At home, and to his family, and to close friends, he is a very gentle soul, actually. He's certainly stable, there's no doubt about that. He's extremely stable, if anything too stable, because he doesn't see any danger in anything, and he needs me to worry for him, really. He's not controversy seeking, I don't think. No, I think what he does is he causes it by just saying what he thinks is right, but his personality is not like that in private.
Still living somewhere in the extreme south. It's going to move down into France, and then towards the weekend gradually push northwards towards the extreme southern districts once again.
I've lived with him for many years, and I've never known him to be wrong, even though I've wondered sometimes whether what he's saying is correct. But he doesn't stick his neck out, as far as I'm concerned, until he's done so much research, until he's done so much work into the background of things that he's absolutely sure. And I think he quite welcomes then being able to defend that point of view.
His defence of his theory on race and IQ, however, affected the whole of the Eysenck family.
It did affect the family, and we had to actually decide whether we were going to, what we were going to do about it, whether we were going to muzzle him or whether we were going to take some sort of action about it as far as keeping the children out of it. And so we felt that what he was saying and what he was doing was very important, and we just thought we'd divorce the children from that, which we did. We had a temporary name change, which in fact did protect them, because neither the school nor later on their jobs actually knew the connection.
Eysenck's theories of race and IQ were part of his wider belief in the importance of heredity. He insisted that a child's intelligence and personality were largely fixed by their genes. The environment they grew up in wasn't that important.
I don't see that any parent with more than one child can possibly doubt the importance of genetic factors, because siblings can be so very, and usually are so very, very different. If I look at my own children, my oldest son is very introverted, my daughter is extremely extroverted. They differ in almost everything you can think of. And we didn't try to alter their behavior, because it is a hopeless thing to try and do anyway, and why should you? You don't know any better than they do how they should behave or what they're going to be. So I think differences in children in the same family are very powerful proof of the importance of genetic factors. Most of the controversy, so-called, I've had is rather as if my little boy said 2 and 2 is 5, and I say no, 2 and 2 is 4. It's not really a controversy. I'm just putting the facts forward, and people who don't like the facts then make a controversy out of it.
His sympathisers recognise his many confrontations, but believe they're a result of his simple passion to speak out whatever the personal cost.
He doesn't like taboos. He doesn't like the fact that there are certain areas of science or certain areas of the world that we cannot investigate. That there's no reason why, if there's no reason why we can't investigate human memory, which as psychologists we do extensively, why can't we look at racial differences, if we can look at gender differences, if we can look at any other sort of differences, why can't we do this? He doesn't like the idea, no doubt for his own early childhood and experiences, of making certain areas acceptable and others unacceptable for scientific investigation.
I think he has an extremely strong sense of not wanting to be muzzled, or anybody else to be muzzled. He likes freedom of expression for everyone, and it may be because he was brought up in a Germany where you couldn't do that he's very strong. And that's why he's in this country, because he felt that here you could have freedom of expression.
Whatever the reasons, his contentious style has wrecked any chance of the honours he at one time may have expected to win.
It's very curious, many people have found it very curious, that he hasn't got a knighthood. that he hasn't got, I think he has 1 honorary doctorate. I would argue that a man of his stature should have 20, 30 honorary doctorates. There are certainly comparable examples. It seems to me that any form of honour, an academic honour or a knighthood or whatever, is very difficult to achieve if you spent your whole life being, in his words, a rebel. And as a consequence, he's paid the price. He's paid the price of making the people who could give him those honours very, very annoyed.
It comes as no surprise that people are as divided over his legacy as they are over his ideas.
He's been brave enough to say things that other people would not say. He's been radical enough to disagree with consensus. All of these things have meant that he has, I think, in many areas, been ahead of his times. And that's why his influence will live on for many years to come.
I'm not a maverick at all. This is just an impression given by the media because I like to give that kind of impression and because I don't like the facts, or many of the facts, like the genetic importance in intelligence and personality. They like a kind of egalitarianism and so on, the politically correct, etc. From that point of view, of course, I don't like it, but nevertheless, it is a fact of life. And all I'm doing is presenting the facts of life and get clobbered accordingly.